Okay, so we're gonna restart drawing the suboccipital triangle.
Or what?
All right, so right here is the spinous process of C2, and up here we're gonna draw the posterior tubercle of C1. I'll just do PT C1. And then over here we're gonna do the transverse processes of C1, or the X's. Up here we're gonna draw I'm going to draw two lines. Does anyone know what lines those are? Yeah, the nuchal line. So this is the inferior and this is the superior nuchal line. So, let's see. So I'll use this red marker and this will be the rectus capitis posterior major. So that goes from the spinous process of C2 laterally on the inferior nuchal line. I'll use this orange marker, and that'll be, maybe not this orange marker, this will be the rectus capitis posterior minor, and so that goes from the posterior tubercle of C1 more medially on the inferior nuchal line. All right. So now I'll use this blue marker to go from, this will be the obliquus capitis inferior, and so that'll go from the spinous process of C2 to the transverse process of C1. And then I'll use this light green marker to do the obliquus capitis superior. And that goes from the transverse process of C1 to laterally between the superior and inferior nuchal lines. So can anyone tell me what also attaches between the superior and inferior nuchal lines? Semispinalis, yep.
Semispinalis what?
Yep, and then another little thing, I don't have any more colorful markers. So this, right here, the spinous process of C2 is very prominent, and that's because a lot of things attach to it. So does anyone know what this would be? No. So that's the semispinalis cervicus. So capitis goes between superior and inferior nuchal lines, and cervicus goes to spinous process of C2. And that's how you draw the suboccipital triangle.
Yeah, so differentiate between the triangle and the region.
Yeah. Running out of markers. All right, so the triangle, I'll color it in yellow. So the triangle is obviously a triangle, whereas the region has the rectus capitis posterior minor, but the triangle technically doesn't include that. So the borders of the triangle are the obliquus capitis inferior, inferiorly, and then superior laterally, it's the obliquus capitis superior, and then more superior medially would be the rectus capitis posterior major. And can anyone tell me the contents of the triangle? Yes?
The vertebral artery and the suboccipital nerve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys know the roof of the triangle? So what muscle would you reflect right before you saw that triangle? What'd you say? Yep. Yep, good job.
Outstanding, outstanding. And what nerve innervates the suboccipital triangle muscles plus the rectus capitis posterior minor? It's, yes, suboccipital nerve.